Hi everyone, it's Leslie. Welcome to my sewing studio. There's been some interest lately in what I've been doing in here. What I've been working on is making things like these freestanding lace ornaments. So this one is just lace like this, but there are variations that I've been doing. I've been doing some that are both lace and applique. You see the little applique circle in the middle of that one. And then some like this poinsettia that I want to show you that has a lot of applique to it and just a tiny bit of freestanding lace right there in the middle. So when we talk about lace, we're talking about thread. So something like this, which is just the embroidery thread, versus, something like this, which now has cloth in it, and so it becomes applique. So what do you need to actually be able to do this? Well, you need a sewing machine, and you need something kind of like this, which is an embroidery module that can go and attach to your sewing machine. To give you an idea, it's not just new machines that will do this. Embroidery machines have been around for quite a while. This one actually goes in a machine that I have that's over 10 years old now. The difference between this and a newer machine is this actually requires an external computer to actually drive the design and the machine. Most new machines, it all comes already in it. So, to give you a little bit of an idea of what all I've got here, so something like this little guy here is actually made out of two parts. So, stitched out, this is what the two parts of that look like, and then the two get attached together to kind of make a three-dimensional ornament. However, I have been making little things like these little snowflakes, which are adorable, that are just freestanding lace. You do use the same thread in the top and in the bobbin. That's because they're so transparent that you would hate to see a lesser quality thread come through on the design. So one that I've been working on that I'll show you a little bit more of is a variation of the snowflake. This little guy here, the red and white, with one that's blue. So, how do we actually get from our machine to a point of being able to put the pieces together? So, in order to do that, you're going to need something that the machine can actually stitch to. And so in the world of embroidery, that's stabilizer. When it comes to freestanding lace, you want a stabilizer that's going to disappear. So what I've been using is this water-soluble stabilizer. This one's called Aqua Mesh, but there's other brands out there. Some of them are actually clear. This has a little bit of like a waxy feel to it. When it gets wet, it turns into kind of a thick gel, and then that will eventually dissolve all the way away. I like to actually keep a little bit of that gel in my design so that they're stiffer and so that they won't flop around. They're a little bit more firm. So to set up, I use a double layer. I find that these embroidery machines are putting down a lot of stitches very, very quickly. And the last thing I want it to do is to eat through any stabilizer I use. So I usually use a double layer of Aqua Mesh and then get it into my embroidery hoop. Take your 2 layers of stabilizer, get it into your hoop, load your design into your machine, and then stitch out the design. Some of these designs I find take 60 to 90 minutes to get fully stitched out. Once it's stitched out, take it to the sink and start to wash it. I like to wash until the stabilizer disappears from things like these little open areas of the design. I do like to leave a little bit of that stabilizer in there. It'll become kind of like a gel, but once it dries, it firms up, and that just helps me to have a little more structure to what I'm creating. Once you're done washing, I like to set them face down to help prevent any extra curling and leave them to dry. All right, now that you have your pieces nice and flat and completely dry, they're ready to start assembling into something that's a little more dimensional, kind of like these are. So what you'll notice is these have little buttonettes. Then this one has a just right here. These are sewn in as part of the design. What's also sewn into the design are the eye holes that these are going to go into. So I like to take my alligator clamps, feed them through the eye hole like so, and then clamp onto the buttonette and tug the buttonette through the eye hole. It is not easy to do this. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle, but what is very impressive is this lace embroidery is very, very tough, and can certainly withstand a little bit of rough handling while you're getting them all assembled. And so you'll be quite impressed at how delicate something looks and how tough it really is. So I thought I'd mention the specific resources I've been using in making these. I've been sewing them on my 880 Plus machine made by Marina with its embroidery module attached. I've been using ornaments from the collection by OESD, the 12766 collection of Winter Wonderland ornaments. I've been using, mentioned before, aqua mesh as my stabilizer. And I've been using Isacord number 40 threads. Obviously, use whatever you like to use. Have fun, guys. Lots of love.